Children, today we are going to study about chromosomes. Your chapter of cell division, you cannot study cell division until and unless you know about the chromosomes, because basically the whole process of cell division is involving chromosomes. If you look at a chromosome consists of two chromatid fibers which are attached to each other by a circular structure which is called as centromere. Now, for the first time, chromosomes were studied by a scientist, Walter Fleming, in the year 1882 in animals. He did his study on an organism called as salamander. Salamander is an amphibian, and he found that it consisted. He could see in the cell, in the nucleus of the cell, fibers which were constantly dividing. So he called this as mitosis. Now you know that chromosomes are visible in a cell only in the nucleus portion. If you look at a non-dividing cell, you will find that the chromosomes are in the form of long fiber. But in case of a dividing cell, you will find that chromosomes become short and thick. That is, they become condensed. And then you can see clearly the chromatids and the centromere through a microscope, not through naked eye. Okay, and once the division is finished, again they take the shape of long fiber by decondensation. Now, chromosomes consists of chromatins. And what is chromatin? Chromatin is actually DNA plus protein. Now, a chromatin consists of about 40% DNA and 60% protein. The protein which is found in DNA, it is called as histone protein. Now, if you look at the DNA, the full form of DNA, I am sure you all are aware, it is deoxyribonucleic acid. Children, please be careful. In your exam, do not write DI, that is di. And the minute you will write DI, your answer becomes wrong and you will get a 0. There is a difference between di and D. Di means to, D means to remove. So, here it is deoxy, in which one oxygen is less. That is why the term deoxy. So be very careful with the spelling in your exam. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Now the DNA was studied for the first time in 1953 by a scientist called Rosalind Franklin. He studied the structure of DNA, but Watson and Crick in the same year 1953, they came up with a structure which was universally accepted, and it is called as the Watson and Crick model of DNA. According to them, this DNA is double helical in structure, and for this structure in the year 1962, the Watson and Crick got a Nobel Prize. Now if you look at the DNA strand, it is a double helix, one helix and the second helix. And these two strands, they are joined together by bonds between the nitrogenous bases. I'll tell you what the nitrogenous bases are. Now DNA strand, it is made up of nucleotide, and every nucleotide consists of three parts. One is a phosphate molecule, then second is sugar, and third is nitrogenous base. The sugar in this case is deoxyribose sugar. It is a pentose sugar. Pentose sugar means it has got 5 carbon atoms in it. Now, if you look at the nitrogenous bases, there are 4 types of nitrogenous bases in DNA. First is adenine, A, guanine, G, cytosine, C, and thymine, T. Adenine and thymine, they are joined together by double bond. And guanine and cytosine, they are joined together by triple bond. Another thing, children, adenine and guanine, they are called as purines, P-U-R-I-N-E-S. And cytosine and thymines, they are called as pyrimidines, P-Y-R-I-M-I-D-I-N-E-S. Now, if you look at the structure of DNA, see there are 2 strands. So, this is one strand and this is the other strand. There is pentose sugar having 5 carbon atoms attached to phosphate molecule on one side and a nitrogenous base on the other side. And this strand also pentose sugar, nitrogenous base and phosphate molecule. Now, if nitrogenous base over here is adenine, this will be thymine. If it is guanine, it will be cytosine. It can be the other way around also. If this is thymine, then this will be adenine. And if this is cytosine, this will be guanine. So this is about the, and in this way it continues like a ladder. One step, then another step, like ladder formation, and they are coiled in a double helix. Now next we come to his proteins. Proteins, I already told you that the proteins which are present in DNA, they are called as histone protein. Now a DNA strand binds around 8 histone proteins. It puts 8 histone proteins together, brings them together, binds around them like a ball of wool, and they form a structure which is called as nucleosome. Now one chromosome contains about 1 million nucleosomes. Each cell contains about 2 meter long DNA. But you know that DNA is present only in the nucleus of the cell, and each nucleus has a diameter of maximum of 6 micrometer. So which is very much less than 2 meter. So that is why the chromosomes are super coiled, not just lightly coiled. They are heavily coiled and condensed. And when you look at a nucleus of a cell, you only find highly condensed, highly twined fiber, and it appears as if it is a single fiber which is coiled, super coiled. So that is how the chromosome appears in the cell. I hope I have made myself clear. Thank you, children.